Qyssa podcast. I'm Shameen.
I'm Sabah.
Qyssa is a talking women-centric brand. Our podcast aims to highlight inspiring Pakistani women in Pakistan, in the GCC and globally. Our goal is to positively highlight the Pakistani name by celebrating Pakistani women, Pakistani culture and Pakistani food.
So the first ever guest of Qyssa is Thajba Najeeb.
Hey! Hi!
Thajba is a Pakistani Bahraini artist. We both know Thajba in different ways. I first met Thajba about 12 to 15 years ago, maybe.
That was a long time ago, sweetheart. Too long.
I know. So she's a relative of a very good friend of mine, a lifelong school friend. And I remember when I first met you, my reaction was like, wow, because you were just like a ball of energy and so full of
still is.
Still is. And you're so positive and so fun and so unapologetically yourself. And so we're going to have a great fun episode this time.
Yeah, and I think I know you as Sajo.
Yeah.
Because you're my very good friend who happens to also be an artist.
Yes.
Amna, her bhabhi.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
her nand.
I'm
her sister-in-law.
bhabhi. I'm her bhabhi. No, she's my bhabhi.
She's your
my
bhabhi.
bhabhi.
And
Yes.
I mean, I know her as an artist. I know your sister as an artist.
Yeah.
So if it's safe to say, it runs in the family.
It does. It runs deep in the family.
Deep in the family, yes.
Yes. So tell me how you got started in art, actually. We want to know the story.
Oh God, that's so long ago. All right, so goes back to probably, well, it's the household that we've grown up in. So our family has been really into music, poetry, and all our lives growing up, mom and dad used to have these events and invite musicians and singers and poets, and they used to come to the house. And at that time, I never valued it, because when you're younger, you don't appreciate half the things your parents do for you. And I was just excited because I used to get this day off from school the next day because mom and dad would be busy. But I think it was like subliminally or subconsciously, passed on to us like that. And I took on art actually during high school and university, but never as a career like how I've done it now. I did actually I've done my bachelor's in fine arts, but I've done it in specializing in interior design.
Oh, wow.
So that was where I thought I wanted to go. I thought, life takes you into like this. Life takes you in all directions. So I remember doing interior design for so many years, only to realize I hate it.
Oh, wow.
And
Really?
it just
Because being an architect, and then I sort of, architecture and interior design is my passion, so.
Yeah.
Sad to
I'm
hear
not
that.
an architect, but as an artist myself, I love interior design.
Yeah.
No,
Well, that's okay.
That's okay.
And
Yeah.
then you went, yeah.
Same but different. Same
Yeah,
but
yeah.
different. And I think from there, I had my first show when I was 24, so it's still quite older to have a first show. And it was just a fun thing, like to get past. But when I hit 30, which was just last year.
Of course.
So when I hit 30, I actually took it on more seriously. Like my kids were grown, I had, khalas, done and dusted with those ones, and I was like, time to go back to what I really wanted to do.
And now you have Artology.
Yes.
And you're teaching.
Yes.
And tell us a bit about that.
So Artology, I run Artology with my sister, Reem, and both of us, the space has been running for around 15 years now. 15, 16 years. We started it as like a fun, I wouldn't say fun, but it was like Reem would tutor my kids, I would tutor Reem's kids, we would tutor Amna's kids because we didn't have anyone to work with. And then from there, we just started to realize that this is what we wanted
I
to do.
know a lot of people who know Artology.
Yeah, and it's alhamdulillah, it's grown to be this, it's such an organic space where all these creatives come together. And I think that was the whole point. I've always called it my beautiful mess. And I always refer to my art as well as my beautiful mess. Because for me, it was like a space where you could be you. A child could make a mess. They could get messy. Why not, Yeah. We're always so worried about, don't do this, don't do that. And then
Go in.
and just go roll your sleeves up and just jump into it. And that's how we started Artology.
And you do adult classes as well, because I've been in one of them.
We do
I know
adult
that
classes.
I actually have that painting up.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
you
it's
should
all
go see
framed.
it.
We should see it.
Yeah.
We did it with her. I also call myself an artist sometimes.
We are all artists. Oh no, I totally believe we're all artists.
Yes.
We just haven't found the medium, the right medium to promote it.
Yes.
So like alhamdulillah, was blessed to find my studio and then to work in there and then to develop my own art. And for the last few years, I've been exhibiting actually in Karachi.
That's what I was about to get to.
Yes.
International artist now.
Yahoo!
Yes.
Yes, so I've been exhibiting there. And alhamdulillah, it's been great.
We love your art.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
So coming back to mediums, you said an artist is just someone, a person who doesn't know they're an artist, just haven't found their medium yet. But you have found your mediums, I think.
Yeah.
What mediums do you work with and why?
So it really depends on collection to collection. So my first ever collection, which has been going on for years, was titled My Love Affair with Lahore.
Yes.
Yes,
And
and yes, it was like completely. I was so mesmerized with Lahore. I've been so mesmerized with the city, and for me, it was more about like how these buildings exist and people don't exist. Yani we're just passing energies, and the building is what will retain all the colors that are your energies.
Yeah.
So my love affair went into like this whirlwind, like romance of colors, and I used acrylics, spray paint, calligraphy, like it just, I don't know. And then I even did printing, like lino printing, I did stencils. It went into all this like different expressions, because every time I would get to the canvas, it would be like, it sounds really weird, but I'm that weird artist that looks at the canvas and waits for it to tell me what to do. So I'll be sitting there looking like, you know, and then
does it tell you?
Yes, it does. And they tell me how to work. And surprisingly, also my canvas tells me when you're done. Like, they're like, all right, step away from me, like, alas, you're done.
Yeah.
So I think in doing all of that, but now my collections have grown. Like now I have, I'm working on a collection actually to be exhibited in Feb, inshallah.
Oh, inshallah, is it here?
Yes, I haven't had an
Excellent.
exhibition here in quite a few years. So my sister convinced me. Here
Tell
is
us
it.
more about it. Can you talk about
Ooh,
it?
well, I was going to bring some paintings to show you, but then I thought, it's the new collections. No one ever seen it.
Oh, yeah.
And
It'd be great to
I would,
We will have to wait.
Yeah,
Just a few
or you
more
can
weeks.
just pass by at the studio one night and
Yeah.
oops, look what's here.
record it.
I think that would be fun.
So that's a new collection. It's called 12.
Oh.
Yes, and it started as 12 paintings, and now we've gone up to 15.
Okay.
So they're.
What's the inspiration for that? Is it a series?
It is a series that started with Attar's poetry. So I'm very much inspired by Fariduddin Attar. So he's a Persian Sufi poet.
Oh wow.
So, and I've always, I love symbolism. Like for me, it's all about symbolism, imagery, color symbolism. So in works, in a lot of my works, it comes in the play of layering. It's like, you know, I always tell my students, I'm like, it's like that sandwich that never ends, you know? You start with the bread and then you do that. It's like an artwork just never ends. And then you do these layers and layers of work. So this new one is, almost every piece is inspired by poetry, which holds a great link to symbolism in the form of birds. And now recently I've gone to moths, don't ask. So
I love moths.
Yeah, oh my god, I found some beautiful moths. Oh my god, there's some really pretty moths. Yeah, so you gotta come and see it. It's quite exciting.
We will definitely. We get crashing soon. Yes. So tell us about. I also have to ask about your name, by the way. I've always wondered what Thajba means.
Ooh, it actually means a bright star.
Ah.
Yes. So it's a Bahraini name. It's a very traditional old Bahraini name.
Really?
And I was blessed to be named this. My father.
It's very unique.
Yeah,
I've never heard of it.
I have never met another
Yes.
Thajba.
I actually, in my recent years of teaching, because I teach in Ibn Khaldun, I recently met mini Thajbas running around, so I'm like, it's a little awkward because I'm like Thajba, I'm like that's me, yeah. So starting to see it come back, yes.
So I was going to ask you what your relationship with Bahrain is. I know you're born here and you've been raised here, but just tell us about it. You know, I mean, being Pakistani and living in Bahrain.
You know, to be very honest with you, all my life, it sounds so cliche. It was like a battle of identity. You know, because when I used to go to Pakistan, I never felt Pakistani enough. And in Bahrain, I never felt Bahraini enough. So, you know, it was always like this clash of like, who are you? Where do you come from? And everything. And then when I finally got comfortable in my skin, I started understanding I love Bahrain. Bahrain's my home. It's in me, like it's born, it's in my blood. But my roots go back to Lahore and go back to Pakistan.
Yeah,
and
exactly
I think this is for all of us.
This is what we talked about in the last
Yeah.
episode, because I've been born and brought up in Bahrain as well, and I've always had the same identity crisis. Because
Yeah.
like, where do I fit in? I don't fit in 100% here or there. And then you just realize, okay, I am a Pakistani who's in Bahrain, and Bahrain is home.
Yeah.
And that's where you kind of find that, you know, that balance. I think.
Yeah, like the roots exist.
Exactly.
And you can't deny the roots, you know.
Yeah.
And like, if you hear my Urdu, you will laugh. Like my friends laugh at me, you know, because
I'm sure it is not that bad.
Yes, it is. I won't tell you. It's quite bad. It's quite bad. Yes. So like when it's
That's the unapologetic Thajba.
it really is. So I think like this identity issue that I've had has only been resolved probably in the last 15 years.
Okay.
That I really started being like, you know what, I can, then there came a point where I was like, I'm just a human, I'm a person of the world. Why do I have to have this link to a culture and identity, or why am I so obsessed with this attachment of who am I when it shouldn't actually exist? Like if we go into really like deeper level, we don't have it, this existence doesn't matter,
Yes, it does.
And I think
So-
that's one of the reasons why we did Qyssa as well, because we wanted people to kind of sort of still have some place where they feel like I'm not alone in this thinking. There are other people who feel the same way.
like
who have the
like-minded
same
people,
ideas. Yeah.
people who understand you, and I think that's the biggest thing.
It is.
When you meet with someone and you find them and they click with you and they understand, like, it doesn't matter what passport you hold. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter where you've come
You
from.
come together.
Yeah, you come together in as
culture.
a support system,
Yeah.
even as a support.
Yeah,
It just
You also come
such a
together
blessing.
with in culture. You come together in food.
Yeah.
And getting to food, we would like to know. Everyone has their favorite Pakistani food,
Oh my gosh!
and we also have jam shiri here. And you can have a taste.
Oh my god! Now I'm allowed.
You're allowed. This is of course very very
Oh my god!
Pakistani.
This is Ramadan.
Yes, this is
Yes.
Ramadan. And made in Pakistan. It I think is a blend of rose and sandalwood.
Yeah.
But we're very proud of it.
Of course.
This comes out every year when it's Ramadan. And on
makes
our
it to the
iftar,
table.
It makes it on the
It makes
table.
it to the table.
Goes back sometimes stays back.
It's like the Vimto competitor.
Yeah.
Is it? Not okay.
See, but that's where I have the
Yeah.
battle, because I love Vimto
Yeah.
Okay.
and I love Jamishri. So it's like always on the table, like, I don't know
And
what to have. What do
sometimes
I
they make both of them in the same day.
I
and then you
know,
have
how
to
are you
watch
supposed
you
to
have
enjoy
a
that?
glass of each.
Okay. I'm into this. So yeah, your favorite Pakistani food?
Oh my god, there's like, the list is this long. So
Let's go with one.
Okay, there is this place that I go to in Karachi every time I land. So I take the I don't know, is it like a 1 a.m. flight or something from Gulf Air that lands in Karachi at like 5 a.m. And that's my spot. I come in, my friends take me from the airport and they take me to this halwa puri joint. It's called, if I could remember.
It's okay. So you're into halwa food.
I love my halwa puri.
Ah.
But then other than that, like my favorite is gulab jamun and barfi from
Sweet.
Rahim Kishini. Oh my lord, delicious. And then there's like I I'm really, really enjoying, like, my mom is a great cook, alhamdulillah, you know, and I love like nihari, aloo gosh, like who doesn't love this stuff? And like
I think we're
Halim.
I think we're planning a Halim tour in Bahrain.
Yes, I think
You need to be on that. You need to be on that bandwagon.
We need to have a Halim party.
Halim tour coming up.
Yes.
Oh yes, guys, Halim tour, my house.
No, we're gonna go all around.
No,
Bahrain.
we're
Look
going to
for
do
the
a best
Halim
Halim.
in
Oh,
Bahrain.
nice.
Yeah,
Mm.
tour coming up.
Yeah.
All right.
We could go to some houses as well.
Yeah.
Like,
If you feed us
volunteer.
here.
Sure.
Yeah, I think I have the best Salim.
Yeah.
So,
You're more than welcome.
so this is important to me because I always look for purpose behind everything. So, what did you hope to accomplish with your art? I know every artist has a purpose. What purpose does your art serve?
I think the expression for me has been this visual communication. So it's through my art. Like I'm not a commercial artist. I produce very unique, original one-on-one pieces, like original pieces, and I cannot reproduce them because that moment, that grasp, that painting, halas, it's gone. So every painting captures pieces of my spirit or pieces of a moment that was there. So like the music, even my brushstroke changes. Yani if I come back to the same painting after a year, I can never capture that again because my hand has moved on. Like they're like fleeting moments, you know, these things they can never they don't stay.
It's like poetry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're inside it. You're
My
absorbed by
hand
it.
has moved on. That's gonna be like my favorite quote.
Yeah.
From this
There
episode.
you
My
go.
hand has moved on.
So that's, I think all of my artworks are these silent conversations. I always say that because it's different when you sit and you talk to someone about your work, or I am the worst salesperson when it comes to my work because I do not know how to
Oh my
sell.
gosh, all artists.
I really don't know how to sell my work, let alone sell my concept. But if you see my work and you have a conversation with it, then I've succeeded. And that
I've seen your works, and I think I want a conversation with it. I want it up here somewhere.
Inshallah, yes.
I
Inshallah.
want the conversation with your work.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to a new.
Yes.
Inshallah, I can't wait.
Yes,
It's been a long time. I haven't exhibited in Bahrain in quite a few years. And I've been exhibiting in Pakistan a lot. And I have, alhamdulillah, a good amount of people who appreciate my work. And I've done a lot of custom work for them.
No, we're very proud of you as a Pakistani woman, as a Pakistani artist.
Thank you.
And I don't think crazy is the right word.
That's okay.
It's eccentric
Eccentric.
artist, like in a good way.
That's okay. I'll take it. I'll take
Yeah.
it. I don't mind being eccentric. I don't mind.
I actually really want to know, where do you draw your positivity and energy?
Yes, how do you always
Where does it
have
come
this?
from? Where does it come from?
Oh my God, this is such a hard question. You see, I'm that idiot who looks at the sun and is like, "Hello, sun!" You know, like, oh my God, I get so excited. So I am that.
Yeah, you know how
person.
they have that one episode in Friends where the man is singing "Morning is here."
Yeah.
Morning is here. I think you're that person.
Good morning, flowers. Good morning, sun. But it's hard. It is hard to like always be positive. Don't get me wrong. Like some
Yes,
days,
of
like
course it
I
is.
have days that I'm just like the Grouch or the Grinch mixed together, and it's like don't talk to me. But I don't know. Alhamdulillah, it just comes like it's,
Alhamdulillah.
yeah.
Yes.
It's if
And not only does it come, it spreads.
Yes.
Yes,
very-
I think
that's
I have that
it's-
feeling.
It's contagious. Your energy is contagious.
Thank
It
you.
does touch people, and it makes us because before you came out, Qyssa, we were wearing
I-
notes.
I'm just like, okay.
get it over with. Else I'm done.
But if there was a transition for this, then
Yes.
we had one.
Oh, nice. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And one thing I also admire about you is you're not afraid to be yourself in who you are in any way. what would you want to say to women who are afraid to be themselves or show themselves or be not as loud or not as wild or not they just want to make themselves small? What advice would you give to women?
I think the advice in this, oh my god, my head. Sorry. I think if I was, the way I would look at it, if I was going to tell my 17-year-old self about what life is really like, it would really, really, really be, don't be so hard on yourself. I'm not a perfectionist in any way, or I'm not demanding, maybe I am, I don't know. But I think what I would tell women, especially, because we are each other's best friends, but our worst nightmares as well. And I always find that as women, we don't know how to promote each other. We don't know how to hold each other and be like, come with me,
each other.
and I'll walk with you.
Yes.
It's always like, oh my God, she's making more than me, or she's doing this, and how is that? That jealousy comes in.
Together, we'll go further.
Exactly, and to learn to be each other's support.
Yeah.
I think that's what we want to do with Qyssa. Is there will always be women who, of course, they shy away.
Yeah.
There will be women who they don't think much of themselves, like the imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
And then there will be women who don't want to be with you. But the thing is, that's what we want to do. We want to have all of them together. You don't have to be an yes, you're an artist, but you don't have to be an artist to be inspiring.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a celebrity to be inspiring. You can just be a mother, a survivor, a warrior to be inspiring. So that's what we want to do with women.
Yeah.
With women.
I think like on a very deeper note, I feel like as a woman, we ourselves, we put barriers on our own self. And I did for a very long time. And I've always been loud. That's always been like,
that's your personality.
That's one of my things. I've always been like the loudest person at the table, and I never knew I was the loudest until I'd be like, oh my God, I'm actually I can hear echoes of myself. Oh my God, But I think as I got older, I became more comfortable in my skin. It's never been to me about proving a point or who I am or where I come from or do you know who my father is or do you know who I am. It's never been a point like that, but it really has been understanding that as a woman, we can and we deserve all of this. We deserve this happiness. We deserve doing things. We deserve being selfish. Oh girl, I've been selfish forever. And for the longest time, it was like, I felt like, oh my God, am I too selfish? Like going on trips by myself, studying, anything.
And what works with the person? What works for you may not work for me, but then something that works for me, I need to know that. I need to find that out.
You need to figure it out, and you won't find it sitting in
for
your
sure,
room.
For sure.
You need to go push yourself.
Yes.
Push yourself, discover. Like this time, oh my God, for the first time in my life, I actually spent a few nights in the forest in Hunza.
Wow.
Everyone made fun of me because they're like, you're not gonna survive. I'm like you're a princess, you're not gonna survive. I was like, and I did it. I pushed myself.
Yeah.
But that pushing yourself takes a lot of guts, And when you have, alhamdulillah, good support system and people who push you in it and they want you to be happy, then I think that's what it is.
And I think together we are always stronger, and that's the motto I want to bring out for Qyssa, is that we uplift everyone. If your story is uplifting, and anyone else who may be a survivor, a warrior, a mother, her story is uplifting.
Everyone's battle is different, sweetheart. Everyone, there's no there's no I'm stronger than you because I can do this or it's just.
And I think it also comes from a place of we judge ourselves so harshly, and then we kind of look at other women with the same lens of judgment as well. Because you're like, because we're women, we're like meant to be strong, we're meant to be like fighters and everything. You're like, well, I did it, why can't you do it? We kind of do that. But I think everyone should give grace and compassion and understanding.
We should give allowances.
You could choose
To each
give
other.
allowances.
Yeah.
Everyone should be allowed to mess up, and it should be okay.
And it's okay to
It's
mess
okay.
up.
And as you
Like-
said, from the messes comes art.
Exactly.
Right? So
Oh God, the amount of messes we've made in our lives.
absolutely. And that's where the beauty comes from.
Yeah.
Right? That's where learning comes from. That's where like lessons come from. So
Just makes us bigger and better and stronger. Like really, like if we were to sit together like a whole load of women,
yeah.
and
I think there will be fire in the
it
room.
would be like, it would be an explosion of emotions.
Explosion,
Everyone's like level is all over the place, all over the place. And then I think like just like this stories and communication coming together, it would be amazing.
Yeah, and we want to curate that. We want to get a room full of women together and give everyone a chance to speak their story, because as you were saying, like some people are not that loud, and we want to get to those women who are not as loud.
And talk about their story.
Of course, give them the voice.
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure.
Absolutely.
So, what do you hope for Qyssa?
Oh my God, I wish that Qyssa's every podcast becomes more and more exciting. And
Well, we have a great start.
well, better than me. You never know. Your next person will be better than me, and they will be more, volatile and exciting. And it's actually, I hope that Qyssa becomes this platform for women to feel comfortable enough to exchange ideas and promote each other, promote the arts, the tech. It doesn't just have to be arts,
Of
it
course,
can
yes,
be tech,
yes.
it can be craftsmanship, it can be, the banking
Finance.
system. Exactly,
Home.
anything.
Yeah.
I wish that this becomes a platform like that where people are so
That's
comfortable.
what we're hoping
Women
for.
are comfortable
Yes.
enough to hold each other and be like, hey, I got you,
Yeah.
I got you, I'm here.
I love that.
I
That's
love
what we
that
are.
too.
Qyssa, we got you.
We got you.
We got you.
It's very funny because I was going to ask you a question about tech. Like, do you see yourself incorporating tech into your art? In the
Oh my
future?
God, I've tried. I have failed horribly.
What have you
There's
tried?
never failures.
Well, tell us about your failures. Maybe we can learn something from it. What did you try?
I once tried to understand these NFTs.
Okay.
And I think I'm just a fuddy-duddy, like I'm old as hell, so like no one, even my nephew, he was like, Khala, you gotta do it like this, you gotta do this, and I was like, and then I went home, I'm like, and I couldn't, for me it was the hardest thing that someone could replicate my work. Like, if I understand NFTs, or maybe I'm completely lost the plot, that there was another version of my work in the metaverse. Like it was, I think that became my internal like battle that I couldn't deal with.
Yeah.
Tech-wise, I do use Photoshop, but that's only in like that's when I'm planning a work. Like I'm so hands-on, like I love feeling it, that I can't get myself to work digitally as well.
Or you could do 3D printing. It's so visceral. It's like, sculptures.
That's a
and
tech
things.
person talking.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's a tech
right,
person
this is
talking.
right.
As a tech person,
I'm
you're
like-
an artist, and I'm like,
I just love that marriage of technology and art. I think you
But
should
then
get
there's
together.
something different about like sitting with clay and
Yeah.
and carving something from nothing. It's the similar concept, but like that motor skills, that touch sensation, like just feels like it, I think that's for me, like that's my forte, and trying to
We
like.
should have met back in 2021. I was doing NFTs.
Oh my God!
I didn't on this NFT journey. But
Yeah, but I
guys can still-
that ship has sailed.
you guys
Yeah.
can still
Now
get
I
together.
Yeah, like although I have been approached for prints, like people want to buy prints and stuff, but I find it unfair to the person who's bought my work that I would print their work and give it to someone else. Like it's not fair, Like if you've bought one, it's an original piece, then that defies my whole purpose of creating one work for you. You know what I mean? So so let's just say I failed miserably. I'm okay with that.
There's no such thing as failures.
I think
We just discussed that.
I dabbled, yes.
And that's what I say.
And I realized I'm out.
Yeah.
Run away, Taj.
Yeah, well, then it wasn't for you.
Thank you so much, Thajba.
Yes.
I've always admired you.
Oh, thank
I've
you.
always admired the work, and I may steal a piece one day. Maybe.
Please go for
Yes,
it.
Yes, I think
Go for it.
Yeah.
one night with our goggles
You
and
know
our-
where the studio
Yeah.
is. Go for it.
But for sure, we all want to see your work,
Inshallah,
and
thank
especially
you.
in February. You'll keep us posted on that.
Yes,
And
supposed to
I will,
help you
yes.
get the word out.
Yes,
Stay-
for sure.
yeah, stay the way you are, and I know you will.
It's been amazing to hear your story and about your art, especially because I love hearing about how
Thank
artists
you.
minds work, and I think yours works beautifully.
Thank you.
And I mean, I disagree when you say you cannot like talk about your art or sell your art, because I think you did a wonderful job in articulating what it means to you, where it comes from, and also telling us how where we can take Qyssa and how this can be something that women can do together. And we hope that somebody out there is inspired by your story and
Oh, I hope
continues
so.
to dabble
I
in
hope
things
so,
until they
inshallah.
find their own beautiful mess.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for having us.
Thank you
Thank
for
you so
having
much.
me.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
This was fun.
Yeah.
This was fun. It was fun.
My energy
And the
is back.
geometry was lovely.
Yes, let's finish it up.
Woo!
Let's finish it.
Cheers to that, ladies.
Okay. And with that, I just want to tell everyone that we have an ongoing survey at all our Qyssa pages. Share your opinions in there, but also share your tiny Qyssas. And we're going to share most of these Qyssas in our upcoming podcast. Follow us on our socials. We are on Instagram, we are on TikTok and YouTube at Qyssa_. And we are sharing stories of Pakistani women, Pakistani innovation, food, and more.
Like करें, share करें, subscribe करें.
See you next time.